Hi, welcome back to BTW Blanchy Talks Watches. Today we have an unusual watch up for review. This is the Maals Jump Over the Moon in black steel. Now, what's so unusual about this watch is you'll notice there's only one hand. That's because this is a jump hour watch. For the technical specifications, this watch has a Japanese Miyota 6P24 quartz movement. Obviously it's in a jump hour configuration, which has a central second hands, and instead of an hour and minute hand, it has discs. The dial itself is actually domed and has a sunburst effect. You can kind of make it out there, excuse the reflection. And the crystal is a domed mineral crystal, so you can see the effect there quite nicely. 50-meter water resistance, so this would not be suitable for swimming. Crown is laser etched there with the Maals logo, which is quite nice. The two heads matching the two heads on the dial. See the second indicator running around the outside, going in 5s up to 60, and then there's a on the right hand side of the watch, it goes from 0 all the way up to 30. The case then is steel with a black PVD coating, and the watch is 42 millimeters. The strap is genuine leather. Stamped there the Maals name again. It's quite a thick strap, and the keepers are rather large on this. The buckle is also engraved with the Maals name there. This watch has a moon phase indicator. You can see it there underneath the 10, which allows you to see which phase the moon is in. This rotates around on a disc as well, and you just need to set it once and it'll always tell you what phase the moon is in. Not the most useful feature, but it's interesting to have on a watch. Now for my favourite part of the watch, this caseback is absolutely beautiful. So we have a laser engraved caseback, and when it goes through the PVD coating, it really pops. So we have here at the bottom JOTM, Jump Over the Moon, Miyota movement, 5 atom. Then we have the surface of the moon with a spaceman jumping over it. You can see in the background you've got the Earth being invaded by aliens, surrounded by stars. Now this just absolutely fantastic. Honestly, it's my best caseback I have of any of the watches in my collection. It's just stunning. It's a pop-on caseback, so that's part of the reason for the 50-meter water resistance is the pop-on caseback. It's not going to do much in terms of water resistance, but it just looks beautiful. Fantastic detail. Actually, you can see a comet there shooting across the sky. Just the detail on this is phenomenal. I don't know if you can make it out there. I'll try zoom in, but there is a pair of sunglasses there just above the JOTM on the left hand side. By far my favourite part of the watch. I'd nearly wear it case back out if I could. First impressions when opening this watch up, it's definitely unusual. You'll see in the unboxing video I did previously, I'll link that at the end if you're interested in watching. I actually wasn't sure how you tell the time on this. So the way you tell the time on this watch, obviously the second hand ticks around. The lower disc is the hour and the upper disc is the minutes. So looking at this now, it would be around 9:41. You can probably see in the video the minutes disc text is quite small. Now that's quite zoomed in, so if I move away at all from a normal viewing distance, I don't know how easily you'll be able to tell the time on that, but I certainly find it quite difficult. Now this is a lovely watch, but in my view, if you can't tell the time on a watch, it's not much use. You might as well just have a bracelet on. Included in the pack with the watch was some nice postcard style cards. So thank you card here with a nice note from Andy and Mark Seeley, the owners of Maals watches. A bit of information on the jump over the moon. There's the silver dial, which is quite nice as well. The signature artwork on the back. So it's interesting, so they've actually worked with an artist to produce the Caseback design. I think it's quite clear from how absolutely lovely it is that it is a work of art. There it is again, Trustpilot reviews. And there's the two versions side by side. This picture gives you a good view of how the sunburst works on the black dial that I have. It's hard to capture on camera. And they do include some of their reviews, which they have got quite good reviews. Now for the fit of the watch. So this is a 42mm case, and for reference my wrist is approximately 7¼ inches. So I think this is the sweet spot for myself. 42mm is just perfect. It sits quite nicely. As I said before, the keepers are a little bit large for my liking. The strap is still a little bit stiff. Now I haven't worn this much, so I'd say it will soften up. Being such thick, genuine leather, I mean it's always going to be stiff at the start. Looks wise on the wrist, I do really like the look of it. But again, I struggle to tell the time on it. I really do like the look of this watch, and I definitely feel there's a place in my collection for a stealthy watch, and I have it on the lookout for a while. Unfortunately, I just struggle to read this with the minute disc being so small. Once it's any distance away from me, I can't see it, and if I can't tell the time, I just want I'm not looking at my watch, and then what's the point in having it if I'm not checking it for the time? It's a real shame because the quality of this is just fantastic. It's a lovely watch. It feels lovely. The strap, the vintage style, it's quite nice. Obviously the Caseback is just beautiful, as I've said. Yeah, the strap again, if it had a dark grey stitching to match the second hand, I think would take it to the next level. But that would be an easy fix if you wanted. One thing as well is the reflection on the dial. Obviously I'm using a ring light here, which puts a reflection onto anything, but I do find with any light sources there is an awful lot of reflection off it, which doesn't help with legibility. And this does come in a silver dial as well, which may be easier to read. I'm not sure. I think ultimately it's the size of the text on the dials that the hand wheels that just is too small for me. I think if it was larger, say if you got rid of the moon phase and extended the minutes or the hours down to the bottom of the opening and then had the seconds where the hours are, I honestly think this would be a fantastic watch then, and I'd 100% be wearing it very regularly. As it is, it's not going to stay in the collection. I'm glad I got to try it. It's a lovely watch. I will keep an eye on the brand. I think I'll try another one of their watches in the future. Just, it's not for me, unfortunately. I can't fault the quality of the build of this watch at all. Absolutely everything is perfect. There's nothing out of place at all. A few slight creases in the leather just from me wearing it, but other than that, everything is perfect. There's, apart from the dust I have on the crystal, there's not a speck of dust inside the case. There's not a nick or a scratch anywhere. It feels solid, and it's clearly very well put together. This watch retails for £225, and I got it as a silver tier subscription from Wrist Check Monthly for £199. I've never had a jump air watch in my collection before, so it was nice to get used to the functionality of it. It's interesting the way it works. I mean, if it wasn't for the legibility issues, I think I will be quite happy to keep this watch, and it's interesting to see the way the minutes and the hours are displayed on this watch. I'll include a time lapse of an hour of time just so you can see what it looks like. while this watch mightn't be suitable for a one watch collection, I do think it is a nice addition to anyone who has a larger collection. It's a talking piece, really. It's something to show off to your fellow watch nerds. I think it's not something you see every day. It's nice and stealthy and quite unusual. The sunburst style is absolutely gorgeous, especially when you're outside in the sun. You can see it there. There's quite a lot of movement in it as the light plays across it. So yeah, that's it. If it wasn't for the legibility issues, I'd absolutely be keeping it. Everything else I like on the watch. So yeah, I'll let you make your own judgment. Let me know in the comments what you think. Would you wear a watch like this? Do you have a jump hour watch? And would you be tempted to buy this particular watch? So let me know in the comments below. Thanks.